Hello and welcome everyone. This is a recording of me attempting to play Pikmin 3 as a speedrun. Now, I should mention that I recorded this footage in advance and added commentary to serve as a guide afterwards. The option would have been to do both the gameplay and commentary at the same time. With all the focus required for the speedrun itself, any commentary would have been lackluster and it might have messed up the gameplay. You get the point. Now, as you might have seen, I'm starting this on day 2. This is simply because there's no point of starting a speedrun recording at day 1, since at that time you have no time limit and you can only get a maximum of 21 red Pikmin. Not much to go on really. Now I'm gonna be skipping, well, not all, but most cutscenes that pops up, just to save time. I mean, if you wanna see them you can just watch my regular gameplay. Starting off is simple enough. Just take out all your Pikmin and throw almost half of them at the sand wall. And make sure you're getting this extra pullet laying around, or that bulber for example. You want to increase your Pikmin numbers as fast as you can at this point. Throw the rest of your Pikmin to the bridge pieces so they can work on building the bridge. It's important to try and spread out your Pikmin all over the place. I know this sounds weird, but in the end you get more work done, seeing as you won't have to run from place to place just to make sure all your Pikmin are gathered up. For example, you can now see that these ones finished with the bridge, or at least their part of the bridge, just as the sand wall got torn down. So now you can just send all of them to collect the rest of the bridge pieces, as well as that extra pellet. I keep missing that butterfly. It gets you an extra Pikmin, but eh. This is where we'll be fighting the first real Bulborb. Make sure you always aim for the eyes, seeing as it will stun the Bulborb over and over again. Even if it manages to chomp down any Pikmin, stunning it will make it drop them before it can kill them. Occasionally whistle on the ground to pull any Pikmin up to you so you can keep rolling. If you don't whistle every now and then, you're going to run out of Pikmin in your squad and you won't have any Pikmin left to throw towards its eyes, and you won't be able to stun it. After killing the Bulborb, just carry it back to the base and pick up any stray pellets you can see. Have the rest of the Pikmin working on the sand wall. Follow any Pikmin you have carrying stuff back to the base, so you can pluck any new Pikmin and make sure you get them all gathered up. The chime that just played is the game telling you that the Pikmin have finished a task somewhere, which in this case means that they just finished breaking down the sand wall. Gather up all your Pikmin and move on. At this point in the game, everything is pretty linear. Just keep going forwards and you do just fine. I accidentally threw one Pikmin too much to the strawberry, but that doesn't matter at this point. For this Medusa's lurker, just throw your Pikmin like crazy at it, and it will go down real quick. I just skipped the rock Pikmin introduction, if you didn't notice. At this point just keep whistling and throw them, although there's no actual time limit at this exact time. Afterwards, let the rock Pikmin carry it back to their onion, and whistle them back, and work on getting the pellets that are in the crystals. You can ignore the big crystal to the left here with the data file, since you don't need it. There are only a total of 4 pellets in this area. Just focus on getting them for now, which you need the rock Pikmin for. keep throwing magic crystals. When you got all the pillars in the area, hurry and pluck all of the Pikmin. The end result should be you getting a total of 22 rock Pikmin. This is all you need for this day at least. And if you can, avoid sending any rock Pikmin to carry back enemies back here, since you can't afford to send a captain back here to pluck the new Pikmin. So basically, just when you got 22 rock Pikmin, you're good. Focus on getting reds instead. Always make sure to throw your rock Pikmin, since it deals more damage than having them just tackle it over and over. After throwing about 15 rock Pikmin, I whistle at the ground to pull them back up so I can keep throwing them. Repeat this again to release Pikmin. Just use 5 reds or something to get the lemon, and then move on with all the Pikmin and Alphin Tau. The game is now giving you 2 captains, but you can't really do that much with both of them yet. Just keep playing as if you only had 1 captain. As for the already killed monsters, you'll want to get them to the onion to increase your red Pikmin numbers. However, you want to wait until the bridge is complete until you send them, or they'll take the long route around. Making sure the bridge is complete first and then sending the Pikmin will make them take a much shorter route. As opposed to the strawberry I sent earlier, I didn't take this into account, but it doesn't matter that much. It's more important now because I'm trying to increase my red Pikmin numbers, rather than just sending a food item back. Now is when the game introduces you to the Go Here feature, which you'll be using a lot later on, but not this day particularly. As for the fiery blowhogs, just send 5 red Pikmin at each and they'll eventually take care of it and carry the body back to the onion. You can go for the 5 Whelpers as well. I didn't because I'm stupid here, but just throw 5 red Pikmin at it. Afterwards, throw Alpha and all your remaining Pikmin that you have in your squad over to the other side. Make sure you have a number of rocks with you to destroy this crystal. You want to spread out your Pikmin around here as well. Send any red ones you have on the sand wall to bring it down faster, and then just use your spare rock ones to work on the bridge. You don't need that many working on the wall. This is because you need to go back a bit and pluck in the new Pikmin you got. As you can see, I still have that red 5 bullet there. This is a mistake by me and I should have already taken care of it. But as you can see, I already have my hands full of plucking new Pikmin. Check back on off to see if any rock Pikmin are finished with the bridge pieces. As you can see, some are here and they're running back. I send them on the sand wall as well to help out. The bridge just finished and I'm just now sending 5 Pikmin at the pellet. I should have already done it a long time ago. But it doesn't matter very much right now because the boss is easy enough. For now, focus on getting down that wall as quickly as possible if you haven't already. With your entire Pikmin squad, it will only take a few seconds. Make sure you gather up any Pikmin that are scattered around from carrying the bridge pieces. At this point I sort of left 5 Pikmin to carry that red pellet back. I should have been smarter and used them earlier, but it doesn't matter very much at this point. As for the boss, the armored Maudad, remember to use your rock Pikmin to stun it. If it catches any Pikmin with its jaws, just keep throwing rock Pikmin until it lets go of them. After that, focus on getting the tail down as quickly as possible with your rock Pikmin. You want to expose it as fast as you can. Once you manage to break the tough outer shell covering the tail, gather up all your Pikmin and hurry up after it. Lock on and charge. See? That's not so hard, is it? Sadly, the boss has some sort of safeguard that prevents it from dying right away. Notice how it simply refused to die even in one charge. It should have died, but it didn't. As you can see, it survived like 1% HP. But as you can see, it's easy enough to kill afterwards. Once the boss is dead, just walk up between all the items and dismiss. The Pikmin should spread out evenly. Well, depends exactly how you're standing. As you can see, they'll just automatically pick up any items lying about. Now you'll want to make sure that the red Pikmin are carrying back the boss body. You don't have to do this, but red Pikmin are more useful because they deal more damage, as you only need a limited number of rock Pikmin for certain obstacles. But if you feel that you could use more rock Pikmin instead, go ahead and send them to pick it up instead. Just make sure you have enough time to send them all the way over there, rather than to the base camp. Depending on how much time you have left, you may want to send as many Pikmin as you can carrying the boss items. But if you feel that you could do with a few extra in your squad, and you have enough time to let them carry back by themselves, grab any extra Pikmin that are idling and just walk this way. There's an extra fruit behind this wall. Now, from what I could see, this Wallywog won't be able to attack any Pikmin that are attacking the wall. But to make sure, just try to distract it with your captain instead. At this point I'm just walking back to pluck some extra Pikmin I could have gotten much earlier. Keep in mind that you do not want to lose any Pikmin at any time if you can. If you're trying to do a speed run, you don't have time to keep replenishing your Pikmin numbers. You need to use what you got. For that matter, you shouldn't have to gather any more Pikmin than you need. So you don't have to kill everything you see in your path. Only what you have to kill to get past. This puzzle is simple enough. I'm not sure about the exact number, but I suspect you'll need like 8 Pikmin or so to carry the line down. After it's down, you can just send as many Pikmin you want to help carry it back. I think the maximum number is 10 though. You can ignore the area to the right here. There's just an electric fence here, so you need yellow Pikmin to take care of it. Almost left the rock Pikmin behind. Sorry. I apparently left one Pikmin behind somewhere, so I'm using the gamepad to look for it on the map. Now, the first day, or second, is probably the easiest one to do, seeing as there's very limited things you can do on the map, and you only have red and rock Pikmin. Even so, it took me about 4 tries to get it right. Remember that the game lets you retry previous days or retry the entire day. If you feel you have to because of some previous mistake in the game, just go back a few days, or one day. Hopefully not several days, because that would be a problem. Beep, boop, bye bye.